49ers fans, Niner Nation, it is time to stop believing the lies about your quarterback. I'm starting to see some negative talk about the Niner fans about Brock Purdy, and we are going to be here to set the record straight. And just to be clear, I am a Brock Purdy purist. I think he's a good football player. Do I think he has some limited things? Of course I do. Do I think he makes up for it in other ways? Yes, I do. So here's what I'm going to talk about with the lies, and here's what I'm going to talk about in this video. We are going to talk about some of the garbage that's been spewed about Purdy. We're going to compare him to other quarterbacks that are young. We're going to go into stats, and then we're going to talk about his matchup against Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game. So before I do that, let's get some stuff out of the way. You can see this Made in Michigan shirt. This is a little awkward right now because we have another channel. Our first channel was Sports Talk Detroit. I am a Lions fan. I will admit that. But we started a second channel called Sports Talk Extra, and we realized the Niners just needed their own channel. They were this own megawatt kicker where it's just a franchise that's doing things so well. And me and Chris, the other guy who does these videos, we really enjoy and respect the way the organization has been run. And honestly, growing up, we would watch the Lions at 1, usually watch them lose, unfortunately, and then we'd watch the 49ers at 4. And you couldn't help but fall in love with both teams, and here they are colliding. So let's go to something that I saw in NFL Rumors. I don't know how clear this is, and this is saying that Ryan Clark is saying, and NFL Rumors for the most part has been, what I've seen, pretty reliable, says the single hardest thing I had to do this year was act like Brock Purdy deserved to be in the conversations with Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Ryan Clark. Okay. The hardest thing you had to do was act like he deserved to be in the conversation with those guys. Okay. So how about this? 4,200, almost 4,300 passing yards. Only one of those guys had more than him. And by the way, played an extra game. Okay, he didn't play the 17 games. You think he could have thrown for an extra 26 yards that he would have needed to get by Josh Allen? I do. I think he would have been right up there with Jared Goff as far as total yards go. How about yards per attempt? All right, this is kind of tricky because it puts everybody in there. But the first person to throw the ball with any amount of regularity, highest yards per attempt, Brock Purdy. Yards per attempt, Brock Purdy. Okay, well, what about getting it in the end zone? Oh, look, Brock Purdy. All right. Now, I understand Josh Allen also had more rushing touchdowns. I get that. I totally do. But he threw for more than any of those guys. He threw for more than any of them. All right. What about QB rating? Once again, it gets a little tricky. First quarterback, Brock Purdy. It's not even close. Dak Prescott's next, almost 8 full points lower. All right, almost 8 full points lower. And Lamar's the only one who cracks this list in any way, shape, or form. Brock Purdy's stats don't lie. And you can sit here and you can tell me that, oh, well, he has weapons around him and all this kind of stuff. Great. Great. There's a lot of people with a lot of weapons all around them, okay? Jalen Hurts, where's he on this list? All right? I'm going to tell you right now, he's way below Brock Purdy in almost every single statistical category. Nobody has more weapons than him. Nobody. All right? And I understand, well, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got Debo, you got Kittle. Great. He's got Devontae Smith. He's got A.J. Brown. Don't know what happened to A.J. Brown at the end of the year. He's got Dallas Goedert. He had Swift. He has arguably the best offensive line in football. All right? I don't get it. So then I'm going through here and I'm reading another article. And it's the top 25 or top players under 25, top quarterbacks. At 8, we have Justin Fields. All right? Get him off the list. I don't think he's that good. Tua's at 7. Trevor's ahead of Tua at 6. All right, Herbert at 5. This list is looking pretty good so far. Jordan Love, can you believe who would have thought he would have jumped both of those guys? All right, you guys beat him. Brock Purdy beat him. All right, and then you get Brock Purdy at 3. Okay, Brock Purdy's 3. Who's ahead of him? All right, CJ Stroud, I can understand that. Totally. I understand that. All right, number 1 is Jalen Hurts. First off, somebody check a birth certificate. Jalen Hurts has to be 28 years old. He was in college forever. He transferred. He did all this kind of stuff. You can't prove to me this guy's under 25. But this is one of those things where I'm looking at this and I'm like, why are we crowning Jalen Hurts as this great quarterback when he has the phenomenal cast around him, but we're not doing the same for Brock Purdy? Somebody has to throw the ball. We've seen what this offense is with other quarterbacks, and while this offense is always efficient, while it's always effective, it's never been this efficient. It's never been this effective. All right? The quarterback you're going up against in the NFC Championship has been on fire. Got a cool stat here on Twitter from Mike Payton at A to Z Sports, all right, where it talked about how Jared Goff's been good over his last 6 games. Brock Purdy's also been pretty good. This is a Detroit Lions fan. All right, look at the passing yards right there. Passing touchdowns, Purdy's got him. He's thrown for more picks. All right, completion percentage, passer rating's actually higher, PFF grade, and by the way, he was better before the last 6 games. Like, this doesn't even show his best 6-game stretch. It doesn't even do it. So here's what I'm going to chalk it up to. In Cleveland, he struggled. In the rain against Green Bay, coming off a double bye, he struggled. The team was rusty in the beginning. Okay? Stop believing the lies that this guy is not a quarterback that can bring you to a Super Bowl and win you a Super Bowl. Okay? The team was 0-30. I talked about it in the last video. When they were trailing by 5 or more points in the fourth quarter. That's because they didn't have a quarterback that could throw and make completions and make the tough throws when they had to, when everybody knew that they were going to throw, when play action is taken out, when the run game is taken out. Garoppolo wasn't the guy who could make the plays. Brock Purdy is. And because of that, you have to give him the credit that he has earned. I understand that after the Baltimore game, Lamar Jackson was basically like, I'm the MVP. Like, nobody gets to talk about it. It's me. Until that game, Brock Purdy was legit MVP candidate. Him and Dak and Lamar all were neck and neck for the MVP. Okay? And just because he didn't win the MVP and just because it was proven that he wasn't the MVP caliber player this year and instead was probably like 5, like, that doesn't make him a game manager. That doesn't make him a bad quarterback. That makes him a very good quarterback that wasn't better than Lamar playing all out, Lamar all world like only Lamar can because of his legs. Come on. All right. Hope you like the stuff. This is an interesting week for me with you guys going up against the Lions that I love so much. Trying to keep it not biased. Sorry, that's the word we're looking for. If you like what we're doing here, like and subscribe. We want to be a go-to source for you for 49ers football, and we really appreciate you watching the show. See ya.